how are you today? Hope you're doing well. I'm well myself. I just came back home. It is Friday and I'm setting myself up for a great weekend. I owe myself that because I've been I've been on a 2 week training, that like an 80-hour training that was a lot. And so I want to give myself a treat, and how I do this is by making a great morning routine. Even before I rest, I just came back. I've not even changed. It was like a casual Friday sort of thing, and so yes, that's why I'm not looking very official, but I'm comfy, I'm warm. It seems that the weather has changed a lot, so it's not really warm, but it has sprung, so that means it's a bit warmer. It will be official on Monday. It's usually 9 days after the change of daylight saving. So daylight saving is when you gain an hour or lose an hour, so the nights are shorter in spring and summer, and then towards fall we will gain an hour. Now we've lost 1 hour, so like the time difference between here on the eastern coast is 7 hours now. Between the time difference between here and Kenya is 7 hours. I'm feeling tired, but I shouldn't be. I don't want to relax before I get into my it is evening, but this is how I'm starting my morning routine. So everything has to be set, everything has to be cleaned, so that tomorrow I can have a leisurely, or a morning full of leisure, where I can wake up, stretch, do some reading, just indulge myself. Yeah, so it has to start tonight. If I don't want to be cleaning all day tomorrow, I will start today. So this week we have done a good job of just maintaining the cleanliness in the house. If you're not looking carefully, you would think the house is quite clean, but it's really not. So I need to like steam the kitchen floor, vacuum a bit in the sitting room, and then yeah, clean, straighten up everywhere else, and then I will be done. Then I will do supper. I won't be done. I'm not done until I'm done. So I will do supper and then clean up after that, and then I'll be ready for my Saturday, for what I plan to be a fabulous weekend that may involve just relaxing. One of those days I'll just stay in and relax in preparation for a winning week. And as I do this, I lay it all in God's hands, because without him I can do nothing. But I want to accomplish some things, and I just need God's help to do that. One of the things I need to do is clear a lot of places, like I showed you my dead plants. So I need to sort this out, get some of the good soil from there, get rid of the roots. I don't think this will, I might keep some like this. And this always dies in winter. It's called the amaryllis. It dies in winter, and then during summer it sprouts again. It's that example of there's a hope of a tree that is cut at the center of water, it will sprout again. This should be cut in bits and pieces. It's a succulent. I should just mother it. So yes, I have lots of containers. I should be able to propagate some of these plants, or the plants I buy, like the money plant. I want to work on those now. Like I said, when spring comes, I must get into this. Then I want to sort out my library. Those people who grew up reading Daniel Steele. So when I came here and I found this on the thrift store, It's so many Daniel Steels, you guys. The last row there is all hard covers, big, this big size Daniel Steel. I love this kind of editions. I have the tiny ones too, but nowadays I'm trying to get rid of those. Perhaps not get rid. I'll still keep this because I bought them hard cash. Like this one I bought in Canada, and that was the price. I don't know what I was thinking. I just needed a book for company, and I want to sort out my Christian books, my cooking books, and I want to water the plants I do have and just propagate some and set some going. So I want to do that good Christian work of taking care of a thing. And yeah, I want to really clean this kitchen. So my kitchen is not the traditional, not the traditional. So this would be the traditional American kitchen where there would just be a jiko and a sink. Of importance is life. But I'm longing for a modern American kitchen. But in the meantime, it's like I'll give you a tour of this kitchen. This house is a fixer-upper. I used to do YouTube videos showing how we were fixing it, and we did do a good job then. And then now we've settled. We've actually done a good job with what we had, and you wouldn't notice it by looking because this kitchen is big, right? But it's the flow of it that doesn't always work. So it looks really big, but do you notice that I don't have counter space to work on? So with all the cooking that I do, all the cooking and baking, this is the only counter space that we have to use it for these things, the microwave and the mixer and most of my boards. And this is the space I get to work on, and this space is very little, so it's not organized now. And this is what I'm going to do: just declutter, take everything that shouldn't be there. I like it empty so that when I'm in the mood to cook, I land on there like a soldier and cook, or prep. Now the bit that I don't like is prepping from there and then moving all the way to the stove and cook from here. Sometimes that involves all this back and forth. It is not funny. It is actually difficult, and it just kills my cooking mojo. But this is not a complaint video. This is just showing you the flow of the house. So I love my gas stove. I don't always use the oven. I use that tiny oven over there because it's a convectional oven. It works very well, and I love that the stove matches the hood and the fridge. But that's pretty much the setup. I wish I had some nice shelving over here, had thick wood, perhaps open shelvings. I might do that later, but for now we are working with this. This is the shelf that I found here. I tried to do a different setup, but I didn't get to. Yeah, so like that is the place I use as storage for the food. We can repackage, and it works for now. This is like where I put my oils and vinegars. Yes, and like pastas and stuff, and rice unga. So it's an open concept, and we use those shelves because that is what we have right now. Would I wish for these cabinets all around the kitchen? Yes, we need that much more storage because this is few and doesn't always work, but we try to use what we have. Like now this console table, I use it for This is where we like do boil our water and use the air fryer, and some of my cooking books just placed here nicely in the basket, so that if I get like to, you know, those two young visitors who are into cookery, they can just sit here and, you know, peruse. But yeah, this place also needs to be decluttered. So that's what I'm going to do today. Steam the kitchen, vacuum the living room, declutter, take things off the counters, so that it will be nice, clean, and chilled. All right, see you when I'm cleaning. So I'll do speedy videos so that the content is not too long. You know, every time I'm cleaning, I start by clearing the counters, making the table even, despite how the floor is looking, and then I'll wipe all the surfaces using Dawn dishwashing liquid, because it cuts all grease and dust so nicely, especially on the stove and on the fridge surface. I clean using a wet cloth with Dawn, and I will like polish it with the paper towels, and this really helps, like it leaves it shining. So I believe Dawn to be a grease cutter. Of course, you can use other things like Mr. Muscle, not Mr. Clean. I got Mr. Clean thinking it's Mr. Muscle, and when I wet the sponges and wet them and crush them, you know, like squeeze them to activate the soap inside, it doesn't have as much of the soap chemical or whatever they put inside, so it doesn't do as good a job. But those erasers too you can use when you want to get rid of grease and all of that. But today I'm using the Dawn on these appliances. I'll clean the stove, the hood, and the fridge, and here I just want to transfer the milk that's remaining onto glass bottles, so that way I can declutter the fridge a bit. I just want to create space, because I can use the fridge containers, the storage containers, to put the things on the door. We have too much on the door, so I might have to just reduce that. And then of course the milk bottles will fit on the door. That way I create more space on the fridge surfaces, on the fridge surface, because that's where I do most of my meat thawing. Whenever we run out of the supplies we have, like fruit or whatever meat is in the fridge, sometimes I'll take from the freezer and just throw it in the fridge, because it takes like 3 days. So some I will cook immediately, whatever is thawed, and the rest I leave it to thaw slowly. So this is the Mr. Clean I'm talking about. You try to squeeze and activate the soap, but it just doesn't do a very good job. But I still used it to clean the sink. I started with the bathroom because it's close to the kitchen, and this is a very tiny bathroom, so I can't get very good angles when I'm shooting. But I just want to show as I'm cleaning the sink, and I will clean the tub. It's a tiny bathroom, but it's just used mostly by the two of us, dad, mom, and the guests, because this is the closest one to the like the door. And we didn't always have another bathroom, but it was installed for the guys, and so they clean their bathroom. So for me, mostly it's the common areas and our bathroom. So I'm going to do the same with the bathtub. It has that grease that's collected when you, of course, showering after a few days. And what I used in the toilet, because I had cleaned it earlier, I just used some wet wipes from the Buckley and Jensen. I think that's the BJ's company. I have used Clorox in the past, but I just love how this one smells, especially if you use the wipes to clean surfaces and the wood trimmings, you know. It leaves a very nice scent, and also in the bathroom. So I'm doing that, and I also got some water in the bucket to mop this bathroom. Like I said, it's not too big. I'm just trying to get all the dust, clean all the corners, get rid of the garbage in the disposal tin in the bathroom, and then now it's looking better, but all the labels from the from the products is just making it look a bit cluttered. uh, I have a mind to just transfer everything to bottle containers, and those towels are not old, or rather haven't been used for long, but I think I might just wash them while I'm doing laundry. So I'm lighting a candle, and I don't know why I do not like candles suddenly out of the blue. I do not know the reason, but I decided this year I'm not going to even buy another candle. So I'm just lighting the ones I have while the doors are open and all that. I've organized under the sink just to make sure that all the extra products are situated. Then I'm going to use this steamer. It's a very nice one. The clothes are by now discolored because that we've used them several times. So I'm just going to add water into the steamer and a just plug it and let it come to a steaming point where it releases a lot of steam. And then when it's good and ready, I'm going to just steam the kitchen floor. And this is because sometimes there's so much traffic here, and sometimes like the liquids that are poured on the floor can leave a stain. Especially if the liquid is containing sugar, you will just see a stain that maybe somebody missed. So this floor had been swept earlier, I think by Dad or Mike, I don't know who, but so it makes it easy for me to just go in and steam. So I'm just steaming it. I've moved the table and back again just so that I get to all the open areas. And then perhaps with the stove, I'll have to move it to the side a little and just steam behind it. There's a lot of grease there, and of course sometimes I use wipes so I can get the grease off. So as you can see, it's a very old floor, but this steaming does a good job of making it very, very clean. Yeah, so that is what I'm doing there. And then I'll get to a shower, and then I get supper ready. And of course tonight is not a big deal because the boys are frying some chicken, and Tosh will make some rice and serve with the chicken, a sauce, and I think avocado. And for Dad, I had brought him some very fatty beef. It's like a beef brisket, really, really good with cabbage. And yeah, that's what he'll have for supper. I had that for lunch. I bought it at the canteen, and it's just very, very good. So yeah, this is how it looks. So many colors going on, but really nice. So this is the time I woke up today. I gave some time. I slept in actually an hour more than I usually do, and that's me praying there before I start my light exercises. I won't show like exactly how I was doing this exercises because of course I was watching someone on YouTube, and I'm not going to like duplicate what somebody else is doing. That would be unfair because they're doing their work. So just enjoy this speedy video. So I was doing this before I do anything else because I needed this workout to just wake me up and get me warm and energized, because waking up today was a hard task. So I just need to wake myself up like this with the um with the with the stretches. These are like stretches for the upper body and around the waistline. So I'm quite small as a person, but I'm upper heavy and with, or rather upper body heavy, and with my type of body, sometimes you get a pot belly, or rather most of us have a pot belly, and at my age, sometimes the tummy
you may not reduce as fast, but when you have like dietary issues and you work out like this, it gives you a sense of wellness. Yeah, so it's not about losing the weight, it's about just maintaining a sense of wellness and yeah, feeling good about yourself. So with this waistline exercises and also tummy exercises, and I do crunches as well for the wellness, because they help you like with your movements, and also just you just feel a wellness. When you feel a wellness in the gut, it just it just helps you, you know, and it helps you feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you perform better, you do better, and yeah, it's generally good. I would encourage anyone to just use these YouTube videos, especially for walking. Is In fact, for older people, you can just walk in the house. You just follow these simple exercises, and you find that you're using so many muscles, you've moved your body. Even if it's 20-15 minutes, you're good, you're set up for the rest of the days. You've moved some muscles. And you know, sometimes we feel like we are sick because you've sat down for so long, or you've used a set of muscles and not stretched them. And when you know, after a while you feel like you're very ill. So I'm just stretching after those exercises. And before I shower, while I'm still warm, I'll go and do this outside area that I didn't get to do last night. So I'm doing this still in the morning. It's still before 8. So I'm going to clean this area. Like I said, we'll get rid of some of these plants because they're really dead now, and clean this area. Uh, it's not so dirty, but I'll do some dusting just to welcome in the new season. It is spring and it really has sprung. The weather is so much different. It might snow again, maybe once or twice, just to dump the extra, yeah. But we are actually getting ready to dig up the garden, add more soil, and I will do the same with the plants here. After, you know, it was always like this, but after adding the plants, it looked so good, and it was the image I wanted of a jungle. The problem is, I didn't think the winter would be so harsh, and it has been. I read a very funny quote, and I think I'll stick it up ahead, of how people panic, the new plant moms panic when it's the first winter. There is a time it wasn't even snowing when we came back from Kenya, but there were freezing temperatures, and my God, they killed everything. So maybe in future I'll be growing my plants in the out here in the spring and summer, and then bringing them into the house to hibernate for the period of late fall and winter. So yeah, I've cleaned this place. I've actually steamed, so it's nice and very clean. There's the quote. Isn't it hilarious? And then I'm looking at this and just trying to see if they can keep through. I mean, like if they can sprout again, but I don't think so. The roots are just worn out or rotten. This looks rotten, at least. I really don't know. I've not done enough research, but I don't think this can revive. So uh, what the penalty will be buying one or two of the golden pothos and just really trimming it to propagate, to use it to propagate. Instead of having like 4 plants, I'll buy 2, cut off the stems, propagate, and now raise some more plants from that, instead of just that instant gratification of, you know, buying them at once. So I'm going to have to do some more work than I did last season. This had a golden pothos, and I don't think, like, the roots are there, but they don't look strong at all. So I might leave some here. I will water them and see if they sprout again, but I really don't know. And like for this one, the stem, this was a monstera just here just before. This is a color lily, and this one died even before winter. So I don't think I'm going to buy flowers again. I'll just have green plants, yeah. But I'm still going to water this and see how they do. If anyone sprouts, I will consider it a miracle. If not, Then I'll raise some new monsteras because this one's like I checked the root and it is really rotten. So I will see. I don't know if the guys will paint the deck again. You can see through the windows our deck is peeling. The paint has been peeling. So yes, I'm watering these dead zones and see if they something sprouts. It would be such a miracle, you know. And there's one there, there's amaryllis. It dies in winter and sprouts in summer, so that's a good thing. So I'm heating up some water to make myself a tea, and before that warms up, I've gone downstairs to start the laundry. We still have those bags of clothes that we need to take to the thrift store or Salvation Army. Yeah, so yes, I'm starting the laundry now before I go upstairs to start my shower routine, and I'll just show how I do my face. Today just anyway so I'm just using the normal setting. I'm washing mostly dark clothes, so it's just the normal setting. It takes about 40 minutes, and this is a front loader, and for the dryer it's a front loader too. Nothing much to it. I'm also going to take some pork from the freezer. uh when we shop today, I even have time to organize, so everything was thrown everywhere, but I'll go use running water to defrost this, so they defreeze faster. Usually I will take about 3 bags of meat and just leave the rest in the fridge, so that while you're cooking this one and it's properly thawed, the next one is getting thawed slowly. So using a green tea, I picked a green tea, and I'm using honey and lemon, and I'll leave it steeping and go to the shower. So my products are really simple because I've had really sensitive skin for most of my life. I'm using the simple products. I'm using the wet wipes to just wipe my face and get into my ears, behind my ears, and all of that. I find it easier to use wipes than like a thick cloth, like a towel or a washcloth. So yes, the wet wipe, and then I'll use the simple facial wash to wash, and then I'll use a toner that is recommended for this particular mask I'm using today. I don't mask every day, but whenever I can, like today I have a slow morning. As I shower, I will mask, and then at the end of my shower, I'll come and use the serum in the mask to just massage my face and my thyroid, that is the neck. I will properly massage my neck because I don't want any thyroid issues, and this is so important for women my age, over 40. It's important to massage. So I'm just applying the toner with my hands, and then I will use this multivitamin mask, and I just lay it on my face, and then I'll use the, why do I forget the name of this roller? Anyway, I'm going to use it to spread the serum under the mask on my face. I'll massage it a bit with the roller, and I'll be good to go. Then leave it on for 10-15 minutes while I shower, and then I'll come remove it and massage. Sometimes I do this after the shower, but I wanted that by the time I'm finishing my shower, I come remove the mask, massage, and go. So I don't know if you've noticed how I work in a cyclic manner, that wherever I go, I will do a thing on myself or in the room, just clean, set things up, and that way when I leave the room, it is already clean, or some things have been, properly organized. That way I don't have to go to a room twice to clean up, because I want to finish this as soon as possible. I want that by 10 I've finished moving around, and I'm able to sit, read some scripture, watch something, and then have breakfast when the guys wake up. So up ahead is a recipe, not really a recipe. I'm just frying some ground beef for breakfast. This I'm doing this. We don't usually eat like meat in the morning, but this ground beef has been in the fridge thawing for more than a week. So I had to use it because I had removed it for the guys. I thought they'd make like a meat sauce with spaghetti, but they did not get to do that anyway. So now here I'm using the roller to spread that serum as well as massage my face. Why this is important is because as we age, we gain more lymphatic liquid on our sensitive parts. Yeah, so if you don't massage that, you can use the roller or you can use your hands like I will show here. So I'm adding more serum from the packet, and that is how you massage your thyroid until you feel like you're relaxing all over your neck. This is so important to do whenever you can, and it's so easy to just overlook, but it makes a world of difference. So I'm just showing you the gloves I'm using to shower. The old ones are really not as firm anymore, and they're not scrubbing properly. So this is what I will use, and I'm using Dove for the soap. I like Dove, and I also like the Dead Sea body wash, but this time I don't have it. So this is after the shower. I've removed the mask and I'm just massaging the serum into my skin. You can see the glow, right? I'm not going to add anything else in this morning session. I might leave the house later and perhaps I'll wear a little foundation or powder. But for now, I want to brush my teeth, and I'm using, is this necessary? I'm using Crest. I love this toothpaste, and sometimes I use my electric brush, but I also like this other toothbrush because it has a tongue scraper. And you know the benefits of tongue scraping are removing the toxins from your tongue, so that once you wash your mouth, it smells fresh for longer, and you just feel the wellness. Because of washing my mouth, I had to add some moisturizer. Okay, so this is the ground beef. I'm just going to add it to a pan with a little oil. I'm going to add a garlic cube as well as half of a chopped red onion. Then I'm going to use my potato masher. It's a tiny potato masher. It does a good job of breaking apart that ground beef. And I'm going to add salt, paprika, what else? I think a bit of Old Bay seasoning. I just wanted to have that tomato saucy flavor. And then we'll use it on bread, perhaps as a sandwich or something. Yes, so that's the garlic cube. I crushed garlic and coriander, and just add them to ice cube trays, and then I freeze them, and once they are frozen, I transfer them to a bag. So I have this whenever I need to make like a stew or a soup or just a saucy meal. So I will let this meat cook, and then I will add the parsley, dry parsley, because I don't have coriander and I want some green in it. Then like half a cup of tomatoes. I don't want much because I want this meat to be like a dry fry. Then I'll transfer it to a container. It would be so nice to eat it hot, but the boys are awake. Nope. So I will leave it on the table, and those are the plates I served them in. I just wanted to look attractive. So here I am. I've showered. I'm in my relaxing mood. I'm just filling in my activities of the day, and then I'll read some scripture. I read Habakkuk while I take my steeped tea, and it will be a while before the guys wake up. So after this reading, I actually need to read a commentary on Habakkuk, and then I want to watch the Lynn Googie show for this discussion on LB gender issues. And then that was my breakfast when the guys woke up. And yeah. Part of my morning routine is letting the light in too. This is a coveted task for me. I had opened the middle one when I was cleaning that outside place, and I'm going into this room that's just adjacent to the kitchen. This is where hubby makes the coffee, and this I think this is what we consider his man cave. This guy loves making coffee for us or anybody who requests. So yeah, we like to just keep the room nice and clean and neat. so that he has fun here. And sometimes we sit here on these seats. Like it even has a view. It's like a tiny room. This was the original owners of this house used this as a washroom, like where they did all their cleaning, utensil cleaning and all that. I need to organize here a bit, because this is where also I keep some of my cake stuff. It should be ideally a pantry, but since it's not, it doesn't have the pantry shelves. I don't know who left all that paper, all those paper towels up there instead of organizing. But yeah, I need to organize this a bit, and this is where we keep Mfalme company as he makes us coffee. His coffee is so yummy, so we do everything to make him comfortable, so he'll enjoy making us coffee. uh we are using Folgers now because we finished all the Java we brought from Kenya. But Folgers is not bad. We try different types of coffee to see which one we like best. And yes, so yeah, that's the East African blend. These are beans and they need to be grounded. That's the only one that's remaining. So yeah, we might give it to someone because they love freshly ground coffee. And this is the Folgers, and there I have some Keurig cups. It's a salted caramel type that I got from Home Goods. And I think this is where I finish this video, and I wish you a good day while I contemplate what I will do today, whether I'll go and buy those plants today, and then I'll see you on the next. So goodbye, and please, if you do come across this, please subscribe. And I thank you for those who have. It's just such a joy to see the numbers growing. God bless you and keep you. You are forever his child. Bye bye.